Brady Cat here, cartoon fan and a character in my own right, here to discuss the awesome facts and history of Hanna Barbera's Jonny Quest, along with some interesting and funny goofs from this classic animated series at the end of this video. Along the way, find out how Dynomutt's origin and Jonny Quest are connected. The original Jonny Quest aired just one season, 26 episodes, from September 18, 1964 to March 11, 1965, on NBC's Friday primetime slot. It was created by Doug Wildey and produced by Hanna Barbera. It differed from their usual comedies by delivering action-packed, globally set adventures with realistic art that could have come straight out of a comic book. Wildey's designs utilized dark black lines, shading, and shadows for a unique dramatic look. Before his work on television, Wildey had gotten his start in comics, working in Atlas Comics, which would later be known as Marvel Comics. Wildey had just recently done work on the TV animated series Space Angel, under the artist Alex Toth. That series ran from 1962 to 1964. It used realistic dramatic art as well, but incorporated the strange technique of imposing real-life moving lips over cartoon characters.
Why don't we send a scanner beam along the same contact?
All set, Scott.
Here we go.
The concept for Jonny Quest grew out of adapting a 1930s radio serial, Jack Armstrong, redesigned by Wildey, with inspiration from Milton Caniff's Terry and the Pirates, and early James Bond films.
Bond. James Bond.
By the way, after you watch this video, check out my spoof on Super Spies. You'd be amazed at how cool I really am. Wait, how did that clip get in there? Anyways, the Quest family had a home in the Florida Keys, located on the island of Palm Key. But their adventures took them around the world as they traveled the globe studying scientific mysteries, which generally end up being the work of various criminal types. Jonny is an 11-year-old blonde adventurer who lost his mom at a very young age. He doesn't love schoolwork, but is highly intelligent. He is knowledgeable in judo, scuba diving, and even handling firearms. Jonny's voice, Tim Matheson, has had a very long, successful career. He's been on movies like the Brady Bunch sequel, The Apple Dumpling Gang Rides Again, and Steven Spielberg's 1941.
I better go find my dog.
He was approximately around 16 or 17 when Jonny Quest first aired. Jonny's brilliant father,
Johnny, you may have a thought there,
is Dr. Benton Quest. He is considered to be one of the top 3 scientists in the world. Dr. Quest was voiced by 2 different actors, John Stevison and Don Messick. Stevison only did a few episodes before Messick took over. Then there's bodyguard Race Bannon, special agent from Intelligence One, assigned to protect Jonny Quest. He's a judo master having a 3rd-degree black belt and is also a pilot. Mike Rowe did the voice of Race Bannon. He also did the voices of other famous characters, such as Reed Richards on the 1978 Fantastic Four cartoon, and another white-haired hero named John Butler on the Valley of the Dinosaurs.
In a Valley of the Dinosaurs.
He also did a lot of voices on various other shows, including Speed Buggy and Captain Caveman. Hadji is the Indian kid who saved Dr. Quest in Calcutta and became a regular adventurer. He is Jonny's adopted brother. He seems to have mystical powers such as snake charming and levitation. From what I gather, Danny Bravo, who voiced Hadji, retired from acting many years ago. His last listing was around 1969, according to his IMDb page, and that was doing voice work in a couple of episodes of Hanna-Barbera's The New Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. It mixed live action with animation and starred Ted Cassidy from the Addams Family as the villain every week.
Maybe Kogo wants picture taken.
Then there's Bandit, the little bulldog who's more of a semi-realistic dog than other Hanna-Barbera pets like Scooby Doo. He seems to understand human speech, but has a dog he can only bark. Originally, Wildey wanted Jonny to have a pet monkey, but that was overruled by Hanna Barbera. Don Messick was the voice, or bark if you will, of Bandit. Don Messick did a lot of cartoon voice work as well. He was most famously known as the original voice of Scooby Doo.
All right, you guys, let's move it.
Henry Corden, the second voice of Fred Flintstone, did 15 episodes of miscellaneous voices for Jonny Quest. He also did miscellaneous voice work on the original Flintstones on 15 episodes. He inherited the voice of Fred after the first Fred Flintstone, Alan Reed, passed away in 1977.
Yeah, Vaughn, in a top new kind of show.
He went on to do the voice of Fred Flintstone for nearly 3 decades on various cartoon series, animated specials, and cereal commercials. He was performing as Fred until about 3 months before he died at the age of 85 in 2005. Now here's some amazing Jonny Quest guest appearances and team-ups you may have missed. Characters from Jonny Quest appeared in the 2011 episode of Scooby Doo Mystery Incorporated. In the episode Pawn of Shadows, where Jonny Quest and the gang make a cameo. In the 2012 Scooby episode Heart of Evil, it's revealed that Blue Falcon and Dynomutt were actually guards that worked for Dr. Quest before Dynomutt, who was a regular dog at the time, was injured in a line of duty. Dr. Quest saves the life of Dynomutt, turning him into the cyborg superhero we all know and love. It's a little like the origin of the 6-Man-Armed Man. Dynomutt is rebuilt faster and stronger than he was before, only with a lot of cool gadgets. In the same episode, the Jonny Quest villain Dr. Zen was depicted as the enemy of the Blue Falcon. The ending of this episode is very James Bond-like.
Bond. James Bond.
Which, as mentioned before, was one of the famous characters that inspired the creation of Jonny Quest in the first place. Oh, and don't forget to check out my spy video. Did I say that already? Now, fans of Jonny Quest should definitely check out the 2015 Tom and Jerry movie Spy Quest, where the cat and mouse actually team up with Jonny Quest to defeat Dr. Zen. And here's a comic book miniseries team up that I haven't got to read yet, but it does sound really cool. From this year, 2025, Johnny teams up with Space Ghost. After the first series ended, a second season with 13 episodes was produced years later in 1986 called The New Adventures of Jonny Quest. 2 TV movies were made after that, and then in 1996 we got The Real Adventures of Jonny Quest, which lasted for 52 episodes. Now, in the original series, Jonny Quest featured some awesome monsters that were obviously influenced by classic monster and sci-fi movies from the 50s and 60s. Unlike Scooby Doo, the monsters were sometimes real, like the energy monster from the episode The Invisible Monster. Also in the episode The Curse of Anubis, they actually ran into a mummy. Terror Island featured giant creatures, and some episodes featured crooks dressed like monsters, such as the episode Werewolf of the Timberland, and the episode Monster in the Monastery that featured crooks dressed as Yetis. Now here's a quick look at some fun goofs from Jonny Quest that I shared previously on my other channel, TV Crazy Man. In Attack of the Tree People, Dr. Quest's game just disappears from the table. There were a few times when Race and Dr. Quest traded voices for some reason.
I see him. I see him. He spoke of dragons.
No idea why that native would be so afraid of you?
He spoke of dragons.
Look, I think he got away. Look, I think he got away.
On The Mystery of the Lizard Man, they couldn't decide if this guy was wearing gloves or not. Even when he's wearing gloves, they drew in fingernails. Since the colorist was the last one on the job, it had to be their fault. I bet you didn't know that levitation also changes the color of socks from white to blue. Just for a second, the tires disappear on this Jeep. Now, can you imagine if that happened in real life? Please hit the like and post your cartoon memories in the comments below. Freddy Cat Cartoons is growing thanks to y'all. I hope you will continue to watch all our videos, including Freddy Cat's original adventures, along with our Saturday morning facts videos. It's my goal to bring you new characters with the same kind of spirit of fun as the cartoons that I grew up watching as a kid. So dare to laugh, smile, and keep your sense of humor and sense of wonder. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to check out my other videos. Every view counts and helps the channel more than you can imagine. Y'all have a great day.